What is this? I thought woke is dead, but I guess not yet. I guess it's on its last leg. So let's see what Fox News is going to say about that. I have a feeling it's going to be about Snoop Dogg.
He is drawing heavy criticism for including that scene of the LGBTQ couple in their 2022 flop, Lightyear. Fans continue to complain over.
And this is what was wrong with Biden era and with Hollywood, even nowadays. Like, why do you need to include it into the fairy tales? Like, this is supposed to be for the kids, and you include this bullshit in there. Like, it's not like we're including porn in the child movies, right? And I'm sorry, but LGBTQ is about sexuality, right? Which there should be some, at least PG-13 or something like that. Like, look, back in the day, if you would talk about similar stuff between or in heterosexual couple, that would be 18 plus. So I don't know why we are even bringing it to the kids' attention. Like, that's ridiculous. That should be in the school, in the sex ed or whatever. That should be the first time, and not in the freaking Hollywood. Like, that's ridiculous. You know how back in the day, when I was a kid, you heard all of this BS, how action movies make you more aggressive and school shootings and everything. Well, back in the day, the parents had the option to say, no, you're not going to watch it. But now, or at least this past 4 years, it was everywhere. It doesn't matter. Comedy, child movie, whatever. It was everywhere. You can't watch anything. And it went even further. I went with my sons into the library, into the child section, literally for the kids under 2 years old. They have non-binary books there. Are you serious? Like, that's really... 2-year-old baby, how can they know if they're boy, girl? How can they know that they're non-binary? That's just grooming. Like, it's ridiculous. That should have... How is this normal? But anyway, let's carry on with this Hollywood BS, I guess.
The woke inclusion, including hip-hop icon Snoop Dogg, who last week questioned the push to include the woke theme in the family movie. He eventually backtracked on his criticism, saying he had no idea how to talk to his grandson about that certain moment. Since Snoop Dogg's criticisms came to light, the writer of the film is defending the move, saying, quote, as we wrote early versions of what became Lightyear, a key character needed a partner, and it was so natural to write she instead of he. As small as that detail is in the film, I knew the representational effect it could have. Small line, big deal. I was elated that they kept it. I'm proud of it. And it's
bullshit. People are just pushing their own agendas on the whole population or on the whole world. Like, look, whatever you do at home, we don't give a fuck. But don't put it in the movies. Like, it's disgusting. And into the child movies, you know, the movies for the children. I remember on the Netflix, my wife was watching some movie for adult. It wasn't 18 plus. She was like, oh, okay, it's going to be rom-com or something like that. No warning about LGBTQ, anything like that. And then she saw two guys, my wife, who never watched a single minute of a porn. And she sees two guys in a bed. And she's freaking scared for life. Like, where was the warning? And just thinking that my sons one day might click on this movie that's open for everyone. You can literally easily find it because it's not locked behind 18 plus or anything. And my sons will see this? Underage sons? That's ridiculous. That should be illegal. And I'm so glad President Trump is in the office and he's fighting against DEI and the woke stuff. And hopefully it's going to die off. Obviously, it's not going to happen right now because, look, they made these movies. It just didn't go to the theater yet. Like they're not gonna delete all they did this past 4 years, right? Like if they filmed some scenes, they're not gonna get rid of it only because Trump is in the office. But eventually in 2-3 years we might get the normal movies again.
A tale as old as time, go woke, go broke. Lightyear's woke inclusion came at a massive price, tanking at the box office, losing $106 million globally. Now some Democrats are urging companies and workplace warriors to ditch DEI once and for all. Here's former Obama advisor Van Jones.
Democrats?
This is not going to make me popular, but I'm not mad because it got ridiculous. I mean, I'm an employer. And at a certain point, your Slack channel just turns into Vietnam every other day because something happened that had nothing to do with the workplace. And then people are not speaking, not mad, and you got to bring in all kind of counselors. And like, this is not camp, guys.
It's not camp.
We're trying to make money. So, like,
Ooh, that's a good point. Like it literally turned into the high school, and the kids who were not popular, out of nowhere they get power, right? So, yeah, good point.
So I enjoyed the moment for a while where we were having our reckonings about everything. We done wrecked, okay? We went from reckoning to wrecked. We need to move on.
Interesting commentary there. I mean, Alicia, I mean, do you think Democrats are waking up and saying to each other now, it's time to move on?
It's taken a little while, right? The corporations learned this lesson the hard way. Businesses are in business to be in business. You can't focus on the bottom line. You can't focus on deadlines when you're worried about saving space for somebody else. Everybody has to focus. Democrats, I think, have reluctantly got here. They were roundly rejected for their DEI policies, the woke agenda, and shoving things down consumers and corporations' throats. So I think I get the enlightened part here, but I think they're acting like a corporation now. Like, look, we're bleeding voters, we're bleeding money. It's time to change course.
Hopefully they're always acting like a corporation because, Kennedy, these companies have a fiduciary duty to their shareholders to act in the best interest of them, and that is to bring in the profits. And clearly, in the case of this, for example, this is a profit buster.
Yes, as so many ventures, especially at Disney, have turned into because the boards have become beholden to these DEI shakedown artists who go to them and say, if you don't have this kind of training, if you don't have this kind of hiring, you will suffer, you will be canceled, you will pay. And it scares them to death. So, what do?
The DEI training, I don't get that. Like, discrimination is illegal. So why do you even need a training? It literally takes one sentence. Treat everyone equally, or you're gonna be in legal trouble. Done. What are we talking about? But no, they have this DEI training which pretty much tells you need to treat these people better than these white people, heterosexuals, guys, whatever. Literally reverse discrimination. And why? Like, you don't need any trainings, you don't need DEI, you have a law. Law says discrimination is not allowed, it's illegal. That's all you need. Why do you need more?
Especially because for so long, as you know, and you covered so well, there was such a tight labor market. It was really hard to get, talent to invest and stay in your company. So these corporations were bending over backwards, not with just DEI, but also perks and working from home and everything else. Now you're seeing a massive shift and reset. And finally, these CEOs are taking control of the companies once more and saying the bottom line is what matters. If you need work-life balance, you go work somewhere else because the balance is the bottom line.
But time will tell, right, Molly? I mean, are Democrats really waking up to this? Will they really change, or will we still see some of this play out in kids' movies, for example?
Well, what I'm struck by is we had corporations, in response to the BLM riots, give literally $100 billion, billion with a B, to BLM and associated causes. And so now they're saying, like, turns out that wasn't a great idea and we would like to back off.
Sure.
Well, where's the $100 billion for conservative Americans and their causes and the things they care about? Saying, like, we're not going to do it anymore, that is nowhere near enough. We're talking just a massive corporate support for the Democrat Party and the issues that they care about. And they need to do much more than say we're not going to do it anymore. They need to. There should be reparations for the conservatives who they harmed with this.
Yeah.
I mean, dare Snoop Dogg wade into this?
You know, listen, the haters
Snoopy.
hating on Snoop need to sip a little gin and juice and leave the D-O-double-G alone. And here's the thing. Snoop Dogg is a perfect example. If you listen to what he said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not homophobic. This is ridiculous. You're taking it out of context. I'm with my grandson going to a movie. I don't have a good answer to explain the questions he's going to ask me about two women having a baby. You put me in that position. It's a great example of here's a star who founded a youth football league. He's involved with children, his own kids, football, trying to get at-risk kids off the streets. He's a very loving dad that also is a rapper that has that image. And yet here he is being offended by a Hollywood movie. And so it should be a real...
Whoa, I wouldn't say offended. He's just shocked. Okay, maybe offended is the word. But no, definitely, like, don't push it on the kids. Like I said, whatever you do in your own bedroom, don't push it on me, I'm okay. But if you not only push it on me, but you push it on my kids, well, now we have an issue. Because me as a parent, I should be able to at least somehow filter what my kids will see and what they won't see, right? But if you put it into the kids' movies, you take that right from me. And now, like, looking at, you don't know, it can be in every single new movie, some LGBTQ stuff, some stuff that doesn't need to be there. Do you remember, like, all Disney and Pixar movies, like Storks, where the stork brought the babies, right? Nothing sexual. Do you remember, I don't know, what was it, the Spirit movie? Did you have anything sexual there? No. So why are we putting it there now? I honestly think it's also because, obviously, the millennials are trying to push their agendas in there, and they suck at writing. Let's be honest, they suck at writing, because all of these, like, LGBTQ characters, their character is that they're LGBTQ. There's nothing behind, no background, no, like, interesting story, nothing. It's just, oh, I'm this. Because they don't know how to write anything. Like, there are games like Baldur's Gate. You have some LGBTQ characters, some DEI over there. But they're interesting characters, so you don't really care. You just play the game, right? But with the movies, geez. They just want to push the agenda. They suck at writing. And, like, where's the creativity? Why do you need to... You know, in the old movies, you always had something for the adults, right? Something that it's going to make it interesting for adults to watch as well, because the kid won't catch these things. Well, in the new movies, the writers are so bad that they full on put it there, and your kid will question it. That was never like that before. Like, what movies we had? Well, a lot of Pixar movies were for kids and for adults as well, right? Now it's like, I don't know, it's so bad. Like, Snoop is definitely right. Like, they're kind of taking your parental rights away by putting this BS into the movie. And it is BS. Like, I don't want the heterosexual scenes to be in these movies either, right? For the kids. Why? Why should it be there?
Case example that the virtue signaling in our films is done. You need to get rid of it. We'll see if Hollywood follows suit.
Yeah.
But those writers are still employed, to the best of our knowledge. I mean, are they still going to be put?
Like, even if you go with Snow White, I didn't see it. I honestly doubt maybe 1-2 people from you guys who are watching the video right now saw it. But, like, do you really think the kid won't question when you read them bedtime stories? Snow White, they see animations and whatever drawings in the book, and then they see the newest movie. Does it look like Snow White? Like the behavior, everything? Now, what about the, what was it? The Ariel, the mermaid? Do you remember the cartoon? And do you remember, again, I didn't watch it and I doubt anyone watched it. I don't even know if it actually came out. But they made a version, like live version, right? Do you really think even the kids will be okay with it? I don't think so. And in kids' mind, it's not about racism. It's about the character looking completely different than it should be and behaving completely different than it should be. Like, it's innocent little minds that catch on this and gonna question that. And these are the small things. But the Buzz Lightyear and having LGBTQ couple, well, that's a big one.
Pushing for this, and will Democrats who truly believe that we need to see the end of DEI, will they get to them?
You know what Pixar doesn't like? They don't like flops. This is the biggest flop they have had. And no, they are going to look at the culture and see where the shift is and go, you know what? I mean, this is, maybe I'm being naive and optimistic, but, you know, you hope that they go, you know what? People want to be entertained. They don't want to be lectured to. It's like, there are not enough Virgo Romanians in movies, and I'm so mad about it. And if Disney doesn't do something about it, well, I'm going to stay home and watch sports.
No, so the problem was, obviously, Disney, Pixar, whatever, they're gonna go where the money is, right? But during this Biden era, it was kind of like, if you follow the money, someone will cancel you. Like, they call you racist. Again, it comes in three: racist, homophobic, transphobic, whatever. Once they call you this, you're done. So that's why they went with these DEI movies and woke movies, why they hired all of these writers that they try to push their own agenda and whatever. But now, when we're back in normal with President Trump, they're going to follow the prophet. They're going to do whatever's best for the fans. No. Said it wrong. Whatever's best for the company. Whatever's going to bring the most fans they can get, right? Most people to watch the movie. And let's be honest. If somehow we turned into the Nazi Germany, do you really think Disney and Pixar would start some propaganda against Nazism? Or would they follow and try to make money out of it? Obviously, it's company. They would follow the money. Like, you can't think, if you're thinking logically, if you have any IQ, you can't really think these companies are on your side. No, they're just following money.
Well, I'll sympathize as this Virgo American.
Hey, everyone.
It's a little more than 7 months.
Yeah, so that's about it. Hopefully the DEI is finally gonna die off, and it's gonna be thanks to this man, President Trump. So yeah, I think we're going the right way. We just need to survive maybe one more year until all of these flops are off the table and we start getting new fresh movies. Because like I said, they filmed it during the Biden era. Probably now they're cutting it and whatever they need to do, right? Once they send it out and it flops in the cinemas, we're gonna start getting the new movies. So yeah, let's bear a little bit longer.